What's up, everybody? Episode number 9 of Quick Rhymes. Welcome here. It's been a long day. Just got off work, ready for the long weekend. Here with my homie Hananio. Can introduce himself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Hananio. I go by Henny mostly. I'm just kicking it with the homie Ronnie here. My name is QR. We're just gonna talk about a few things.
So, mostly about hip hop and what's going on in the music industry right now. So, we not too long ago talked about Dumb and Dumber 2 by Glock and Young Dolph, which was recently released now. And I've heard a little bit of it, and I'm enjoying it so far. So those are my takes on it.
Yeah, compared to the first Dumb and Dumber that dropped, I was hyped for that. So just off the strength of the first project, that went hard. You had so many bops. You had the Water on Water, the Ill that we were just listening to.
That's true.
And you have
Black
Logs. And those are just some of the mediocre ones. Yeah. You have some of the ones that were chart toppers, because that Water on Water, I think, because of TikTok. It was all over that. So
yeah.
I only heard one track of the first one, the second one, and that one is already I was already going crazy off of that. So I'm really hyped for that.
Word up, it's a good project. I feel like Young Dolph and Key Glock have good chemistry, and they always come correct when they release a project or just singles on their own. Because I think SZA's to be respected also. She's a new artist who I think, from following her on Twitter, to stay relevant, Nas has been relevant since late 80s, early 90s, 2000s, late 2000s, He's always coming through with a project or co-producing on a track, so that's the consistency that is respected.
Very much so. It's honestly, I get that sometimes the labels will hold certain artists back from releasing material, but it's even trying to make your voice still relevant, especially in this day and age, it's not very hard without the whole antics and stuff. Because I get it back in the day, if your label's holding you back from releasing any content, it's going to be very hard for you to stay relevant if you can't go on a tape or whatever, or mixtape or whatever the case is. That'll be hard. But in this day and age, we have technology. Social media is at an all-time high. Use that to your advantage. You can't really release music, find other ways to stay relevant.
That's true.
Just keep in contact with your fans. That's supposed to just ghost them and nobody hears from you. And then when you want to drop a project, you just come back online and you're like, yo, new mixtape dropping November 21st. Make sure you go listen to that. It's you're gonna listen, but damn, at least
we forgot about you for a second. Yeah, and that's how it be, because people want something new all the time, old school music in rotation, G-Unit, 50 Cent, all this, the game. So for me, it's if those artists, the game, wasn't consistent, but that's not the topic of discussion. But yeah, we vibe with the old music because it hits hard.
Yeah. Really does. I'm the exact same. I always have a playlist for whatever I'm doing. If I'm working out, old school music is always just a part of my playlist. I listen to a lot of old school as opposed to new school. I still keep in touch with what's going on, but most of the time you're gonna see some old school music. And I'm talking every era, really, as far as back. Sometimes even the 60s if I really want to listen to some Motown soul. Kind of what the vibe's looking like, but I mostly have the same things, old school 50 Cent, some G-Unit in there. Gotta have some Dipset, little everything, some Mobb Deep. Everything on the old school workout playlist. That's a little bit of everything I got in there.
Definitely.
Omega.
Yeah, because who would you be anticipating right now pre-release music. Like on my list, I think it would be just J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar at the moment.
That's pretty much the same for me. Because those are two artists, like, even if I hear they're dropping a mixtape, they featuring on a single with somebody else, I'm gonna get that. Because I'm a loyal J. Cole and Kendrick fan. Aside from them, the only people I can really say would be Nas. If he's releasing something, I'm gonna go get that. Cormac, because I really
Right. Congrats to Nas, by the way, for that Grammy.
well deserved. And long overdue.
Yeah, that's clutch. Respect for that. Long awaited. I don't know what the Grammys is up, but yeah, congrats to that, brother. Right.
We'll see. Especially when you deserve it. If you're a true Nas fan, you know the struggle, you know the story. So it's good to see somebody from his head. Be the first dude really to say from his head to win a Grammy.
Exactly. Queensbridge. It's crazy. Yeah, like even with me, like it's strange how even though he was rhyming from New York and stuff, that while growing up you're vibing with this music. And like I remember on my 20th birthday, that line in Life's he's like, I woke up early on my born day, I'm 20, it's a blessing, the essence of adolescence leaves my body, now I'm fresh. And whoo! I played that as soon as I turned 20 because I was like, yo, I've been waiting for this. And like certain things you just relate to with him, so it's definitely legendary. Yeah.
That's definitely true. That's something I've always noticed too, how like that's what I feel like has always made a great artist, how well they can bring you into their experiences, and even through their experiences you can relate to it as well. You can just relate and connect so well without even knowing a person. That's what I always felt like made a great artist, because there's certain artists that I listen to their music and I feel nothing. It's just like I'm listening to a song. But I like the music that's really gonna make me think and give me some chills sometimes, because I'm like, damn, like, you really just said that?
Word.
Like, that's what I like to listen for when I hear some music. Even if it's like some old school music, just the way they're singing it, it hits different. I'm like, oh, like I felt that note. It came from the core. Oh, that's why I really search for it. So I really relate to that as well. When I first heard Illmatic and I was listening to, you know, what's New York State of Mind, and I would just be like a young kid downtown, and I'm just looking around. I'm like, yo, this feels like the same vibe. I'm seeing like buckets around, all this stuff. I'm seeing people.
That's what I'm saying, you know,
foot doing their 1 2 1 2. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Highly relatable. Yeah, just in a different way and in our point of view. Yeah, so that's definitely the positive outlook of hip hop, and like how it speaks to you, and like honestly, music can be interpreted in different ways in how you feel and what you think, or what it makes you want to do, motivates you, or like, you know, puts you in another place where you just want to chill out and like relax. So it's definitely clutch, and you need people like Nas in the game. Yeah, that conscious rap is tight.
We really do, because with the way the shift in hip hop right now, it's really just like, I feel like people are making it seem like it's cool to kind of be dumb or dumb yourself down, to just be drugged out. Like that's kind of what you see as the narrative right now. Like, you know, it's cool because I popped 3 Addies and then whatever, and then I went and did this. I'm so slumped off the mud and the perky. It's like,
oh my goodness.
These young kids way under me and stuff like that, they're coming up thinking like
they're
that's
taking in that content, and they're literally
trying to apply it to their own
thinking
lives.
it's the norm to be lit all the time on these things, on these sannies, and whatever.
Remembering what it feels like to be
Little
sober.
Like, yo. Yeah, like people are influenced a lot by music, man. You can deny it if you want, but it's true. And if you really think about it, you'll realize it is. So It's facts. Yeah.
It really is facts.
Mm-hmm.
Because you really have certain people who will be one way or were one way. They discovered a certain artist. They get obsessed with that person. They're obsessed with their story. And they really try to emulate that to the point where they're really thinking that they're this, that. Especially with that whole drill scene. You know what I mean? Like, it's so popular that so many people that that's just what they're trying to hop on just to be popping. And it's like, that's something different because that's their life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Most of the people who make the drill music are people who came from that lifestyle. So they're just really rapping about experiences, things that they're going through. And you're just a kid from who knows where, just trying to hop on the wave because you know that's what's going to make you popular. So we need a different narrative that needs to be pushed. I mean, not saying that the whole drill or hardcore hip hop needs to end because DMX is one of my favorites. He's very hardcore.
Hardcore.
You know what I mean? But he had the conscious on there too.
Right?
He's got the slipping, falling on there. He's got all these songs that's gonna make you think at the same time. He has a whole song called "There's More to a Song."
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I would say it's the same for one of my favorite artists like Tupac. Everybody knows him for Hit 'Em Up, so they're like whoa, but like if you're actually like a true Tupac listener, you dive into his music and see that he's spitting very true words, and it's just real. That's it.
Yeah, that is a very good point what you make about Tupac because you have certain artists from back then that they might have had some hardcore songs just like Tupac you mentioned, but they have other songs too, but people just choose to overlook those ones and go for the most popular.
Exactly.
Because even not even talking about it, Keep Your Head Up, because that was a conscious song, but people still play that as well.
Yeah.
You have stuff deeper than like his whole first album, Tupacalypse Now. Yeah. That is very political. What do people pick out of that? They pick out the Brenda's Got a Baby because it was popular from this down to third. Maybe If My Homies Call because it's a more up tempo song. But they're not playing that stuff that's really gonna make you think like Trapped.
They weren't playing it on the radio. They were playing songs that were more in tune to like just being like not really thinking, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's crazy.
That's what's always the influence because everybody has some fascination of doing what's wrong. You know what I mean? And anybody can deny that, but you can deny all you want, but that's true. At some point, you're always going to want to be fascinated by something that you knew you shouldn't be doing just to see, what if I'm going to get caught? You know what I mean? Right. Even as a kid, you know what I mean? You knew you shouldn't have done it, but you're going to want it to because your mom told you not to. You're like, what's going to happen if I don't? So a lot of people have that same mentality when they listen to certain artists. It's like, you know you're not like that. You know you didn't come from like that. And you shouldn't really be trying to portray yourself like that. But just the thrill of trying to portray something you're not becomes fascinating for some people to the point where they really just lose touch with reality.
Yeah, they lose a sense of who they are.
Exactly.
They start living in this image or whatever they say.
Every rapper it's true. Almost every rapper I can think of probably has had some alter ego at one point or another. You know, you got Nas had his little Nas Escobar thing going on. Biggie was the alter ego for Biggie.
Yeah. Or he would the Black Frank White or like certain things, you know, like that. Notorious.
Black Frank White, yeah.
Notorious is one.
Notorious one. Black Frank White was another one too. Tupac had many different ones. He had the Thug Life thing going on. Machiavelli, he had many different things, you know.
So it's like, yo, this is crazy. But Eminem is clutch.
Yeah. Every rapper it's true. Almost every rapper I can think of probably has had some alter ego at one point or another. You know, you got Nas had his little Nas Escobar thing going on. Biggie was the alter ego for Biggie.
Yeah.
Really.
Or he would the Black Frank White or like certain things, you know, like that. Notorious.
Black Frank White, yeah.
Notorious is one.
Notorious one. Black Frank White was another one too. Tupac had many different ones. He had the Thug Life thing going on. The Machiavelli, he had many different things, you know. So
7 days. Yeah, that wraps it up for today's discussion. Thank you for tuning in with us, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Henny.
No worries.
Easy.